Hey everyone, welcome to another... I wanted to say welcome to another update. Well, it's true, welcome to another update. I'm gonna be updating you on new makeup, new-ish makeup, because I've been away. I feel like I say that in every video, but it's just a bit of context. I've been away and there's just some makeup that I bought and tried and reviewed before I was dealing with my move. And I just want to update you on them because it's been a while since most of these things came out and I just want to kind of get it out of the way. So I'm gonna update you on as much as possible today. First, I want to update you on some Unearthly cosmetics. I bought the Valentine's Day, yes, Valentine's Day mystery box. I do have to say I bought it in like April, really late, for no reason at all. Like I was not even close to the thing. My computer is turning on. Oh, it's updating. Thank you, please and thank you. Do that right now. Okay, if it sounds like a airplane is taking off, that's the reason. So, I bought this collection a little bit later. That's also the reason why I'm later with this review. And I just want to review this still because we have a lot of different like boxes from Unearthly. It's really their thing. They also kind of repeat the formulas. I can still tell you if you would like a formula or not. First up, we have the glowing blush palette that I was really excited about. Love the shades in here, love the whole vibe, love the idea. I have to say, I do quite like them, but there is so much like glitteriness about them. You definitely see glittery specks on the face, and because of that these are not going to be my new favorite blushes. I kind of have to force myself to use these because they're so sparkly and I like something that is just a little bit more smooth. So to me these are like okay. I get the vision if you love sparkly blushes, like I think you're gonna like this. But for me, it's just not quite there. Then we have the eyeshadow palette, the Surrender Eyeshadow Pressed Pigment palette. And this is such a cute, wait, how do I hold this? This is such a cute color story. I've done so many cute looks with this. I really love the light pink in here. I love the shimmers. I think it's a cute one. It goes from light to dark. We have shimmers, we have mattes, we have some options. It is just a very nice, like purpley red, brown, nude but a little bit different eyeshadow palette, and I like it. I liked the whole vibe of this collection and this color story just really got me to buy it as well. And I think it's a good one. I like it. It's just a very solid, nice color story, nice formula. Like they did a good job with that one. Then we also have the 3 satin liquid lipsticks from this collection. And I really like the shades in here. I think they're really fun. This one, the one in Flirt, is a little bit more purple than I expected. These are really nice cool tone nudes. The only thing I can say about these, like the only negative I have about them, is that my lips kind of itch when I apply these, and I don't feel like I had that with the other one that I tried. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something about the pigments that were used. Like in the end it does go away, and I do really like how this looks and feels on the lips otherwise. Like they are very comfortable, beautiful pigment, they wear well, but they just kind of like irritate my lips a little bit, and I don't know what it is about them, and because of that I have not really been going back to them after making up my mind. Of course I have not been wearing makeup for the past 2 months, so it's not really that fair to say things like this, but I don't know what happened here. For me it isn't like 100% a match. I don't know if I should be scared, if I should like steer clear of these. Okay, I put my computer back to sleep. We can continue. One more thing from Unearthly Cosmetics. I tried the Warms My Blood eyeshadow palette. I feel like this one is like the amped up version of that Surrender eyeshadow palette because the shimmers in here are out of this world. The pigment of the mattes is just crazy, and all of the shades are just a little bit more out there, a little bit more daring. It is just a similar color story, similar vibes, but just a little bit more like grungy, deep, bright. I don't know, it just goes a step further with the theme. I really like this eyeshadow palette, but it's a bit different than I expected in the way that I find it a bit harder than I expected to do looks with the mattes in here. Like I absolutely love these shimmers, but the mattes are just a little bit challenging for me. They are very warm, very harsh, and it's just a personal preference. Like these browns are really warm, and then we have a black. I never use black. We have a white. I don't really use white either. So then like I have some purples I can play with, a red and this dark brown. Those I quite like. The gray also, like I don't go into the gray that much, so I kind of like maybe made a mistake or didn't pay enough attention. It's not that I really regret buying this palette, but I was expecting the mattes to be a little bit more to my liking, and they were just a little bit too warm and too harsh, and it's just not 100% my personal preference. But the quality of this palette is amazing. If you like these shades, then I would definitely recommend it. I really love the quality. It's just been a bit of a challenge for me to use this, even though the shimmers in that one are absolutely amazing, and I can see myself going back to this one for the shimmers. I think I would combine it with these mattes because these are a little bit more approachable for me, a little bit softer, a little bit more warm toned rosy, which is just easy for me to wear. So yeah, that is the conclusion. It took me a lot longer than I thought to really use these eyeshadow palettes enough to really be able to tell you how I feel. That happens a lot. Like when I buy bigger palettes, it usually takes a long time before I can really tell you how I feel. Maybe I'm a little bit too thorough, like really want to know everything and anything there is to know about this palette before saying anything about it. Maybe I'm overthinking it a little bit, but it's kind of like put me off. When it comes to buying bigger palettes, I don't know if I should still do that as often because it takes so long. Let's continue with the Flower Nose Moonlight Mermaid series that I bought and reviewed. I think that this is such a cute collection. I have really enjoyed using these products and I've used them quite a bit. So this is the 04 Mermaid's Dream eyeshadow palette and I really like it. There's something a little bit soft about it. The shimmers are a little bit on the soft side, but I still have really enjoyed going into this, especially for these two mattes. I really like them. The shimmers are a little bit more sparse in a way when you apply them. They're not like full coverage, full on shimmers like in the other palette that I also tried. So I really like it. I've enjoyed it. The packaging is of course amazing. But it's a little bit subtle, so you have to know that. But the mattes in here are really nice. The looks that I did in the end, I really enjoyed. And it's also nice to kind of go into this for like one or two shades and do more of that simple look. If you don't really like more simple, softer looks, then maybe that eyeshadow palette isn't really for you. This is a really nice one. This is the one in 01 Stellar Sand. And the mattes in here are really nice, really beautiful, blended really nicely, and are quite pigmented. I've really enjoyed them. The shimmers in here are gorgeous, very sparkly, very like eye-catching. I think this is a great palette. I can see myself using this a lot for neutral looks, and I have done it a lot. It's just been a little while ago, but this is a really nice palette. So I feel like the color story of this one, of the Mermaid's Dream, is a little bit more exciting, but this one, the quality is just really good. It's really up to you if you think that it's interesting enough. They do have sales on these things, like keep an eye on them. They do some sales, they do some things to make it a bit more interesting. You don't have to pay full price for these if you are kind of eyeing the brand. I did enjoy using them a lot. And then we have the brush, the blush brush. This one is better than I imagined, better than I expected. I thought that this was just going to be a very cheapy brush made to be given for free, but not really made to be used. And in the end, it's a really nice shape. It's a really nice one to kind of like precisely apply the blush. Only thing I have to mention with this is that it kind of is one that sheds, like shedding happens with this one. So that's a little bit sad, but it's a nice brush. It works better than expected. It has just a slight bit of grip to it, which really works well for blushes. I've enjoyed that one. Then another one from the Mermaid series is the Jewelry Blush in 05, a Siren Melody. This looks stunning. Once again, the packaging is stunning. The actual blush in here, the gradient, looks amazing. This one is an interesting one because it kind of feels almost like a setting powder. It's very pink, it's very light, it's very matte. And of course, I do not know, I'm not in the know when it comes to the Asian beauty trends. Or maybe not, of course, it could be that I would be into it, but I'm not in the know. I don't know about these trends. I just liked the look of this collection and I just wanted to try if it would work for me and my makeup style. And I feel for me it's just a little bit too matte, maybe a little bit too light to really use on its own as a blush. But I feel like using this kind of like as a base for blush, or like using it kind of like a setting powder under the eye and get that pink setting look, that's something that I would prefer using this for, just kind of like mixing it with things, because on its own it's just a little bit too matte, a little bit too light. It is just a personal preference. I do think I can get some use out of this still, and when I've used it I did think it looked really nice and fresh, but just a little bit different than what I would usually go for. Then we have the two glosses, like glossy lip stains that I got from this collection. We have the shade 04 and the shade 05, and these are really interesting products. They are very thin, very watery. They have some pigment and some glossiness to them when you just apply them, but then when you wear them for a little bit more, the glossiness kind of disappears and it becomes a really subtle stain. It's a really subtle lip product. They do smell really nice, they do feel nice on the lips. They're very effortless, but they also kind of disappear quickly and they are very subtle. First, when you apply it, you're like, oh, that's so cute, but they just don't last throughout the day. And when you're left with this stain, they're just a little bit too subtle to actually really see that there's some staining still happening. It's something that would be easy to reapply, but for me, at least the staining would have to be a little bit more noticeable, because the glossiness disappears in like 30 minutes and then it's like, why did I even apply it? I do see myself like using this just to have those 5 minutes of, oh, that looks cute. But I think there are better products in this, or better ways to get this result, like actually using a stain with more pigment and then using a gloss on top that lasts a little bit longer, that is a bit less watery. I feel like then you can enjoy that type of look a little bit longer, personally. Like, it's not a terrible product, I can imagine people liking it, but for me it's just not long wearing enough. Then we have these like shiny glowy lipsticks. The name of it isn't on this packaging, like it probably is in Chinese, like there are some Chinese markings on here, but there's no like English that tells you what product exactly this is. So I don't know. But this is the Circus like glowy lipsticks. I don't believe they are still available. I like this formula. It is really cute. It is just very glowy. It's pigmented. It lasts quite long on the lips. It feels very comfortable. It's really like this skinny stick, by the way. The shade C01 is my favorite because it's really like this reddish peach and it looks very flattering and very natural on the lips. We also have the shade 06, which appears a little bit darker on the lips, which is a little bit more challenging for me to use. But this formula is really nice. I think if I would see more like this in their collections, I would probably pick something up just in a shade that really would work for me, like nothing that is too deep like this. It's a bit hard to see in the swatches on the website. Sometimes with these shiny products, it can really depend on the skin color and the actual lip color, because the lip color can really change the way a lipstick like this appears in swatches. I think my absolute favorite from Flower Nose so far would be the eyeshadow palette with the neutral tones, because it's just great quality. I'm not sure yet if I'm gonna really be diving into this brand more. It's gonna depend on the themes and the new collections, and if I think that they're bringing something new to the table, because I do feel like they repeat quite a lot. We're gonna see. Oh, right. I also have the M02, like the matte lipstick. This one I absolutely did not like. It looked so bad on the lips. It looked so dry and crepey. Didn't feel good. It just was so unflattering. It just emphasized all the textures, all the lines on my lips. It didn't smooth over them at all, and it just felt so slippery and weird. So I didn't like the matte version from the Circus collection. That's not a good one, according to me. Then we have some more mermaid makeup. I tried the Kiko Milano Little Mermaid collection. Here we have the Radiant Baked Blush in 02 Rouged. A very beautiful blush. It just is very smooth, not sparkly at all. A beautiful amount of pigmentation. I think this is really cute. It has a nice color to it. It smells a bit too perfumey for me, but I do like the packaging. I think it's cute, kind of like the modern version of Mermaid makeup, and I think the formula is really nice. Then I also have the All Over Highlighter 02 Reflection on the Sea. This is a stunning highlighter. It's a Baked Today formula. It melts into the skin. It looks so creamy, so juicy, so shiny. I like a wet looking cheek. It is beautiful. I really like it. Then I also got 2 of the Swirl lip glosses. This one is... Oh yeah, right. This doesn't say the names. This doesn't say the names on the tubes, but it's like 02 and 03. I like these. They're a little bit thin. They are not like super juicy, super thick, or super extremely glossy products. They are really like these liquid lip balms, quite thin, quite easy to wear, quite easy to use, lightly pigmented. I think these are cute glosses, but I feel like you can find something like this maybe even cheaper. Recently, Catrice came out with a marble gloss like this, and I feel like the way it feels on the lips, the texture, the way it looks on the lips is very, very, very similar. And those are like half the price. So maybe check those out as well if you're looking for a marble gloss like this. Like, they are very popular. They're all around. Just pick one you like for the price you think is worth it. These glosses, they are nice, but they're not absolutely blowing my mind. They are not my new favorite glosses. Something that is a new favorite for sure is the Little Mermaid Duo Stick Highlighter and Contour. We have the contour side and we have the highlighter side. I think these products look amazing. So easy to blend, so beautiful, so creamy, just melt into the skin, very easy to use. It's a little bit of a stiffer formula, but in a way that's still easy to use and it's still gonna last long, and it just really works. And I've definitely really enjoyed using this. So this is a really nice one, but I usually really like the stick cream products by Kiko Milano. I also tried some things from the BH Summer collection. This is the Summer Heat Cream Bronzer, and this is shade Fair to Light. I think this is 01. It is very yellow leaning. Besides that, like for me, yellow leaning doesn't really work, but besides that, I think this is a beautiful formula, very creamy. It kind of melts into the skin. It looks gorgeous. It looks juicy. It looks creamy. It is a beautiful formula. If this were in a cool tone shade, it would have been basically my new favorite cream bronzer because it is that amazing. Like, the formula is great. It is stunning. I think if you like a yellow leaning bronzer, like, check this out because it's affordable and it's a beautiful formula. For me, it's not a new favorite, but I can really appreciate the formula. Then we have the Cheek Wave Powder Blusher. I don't like this at all. I felt like it looked dry, blotchy, it just wasn't flattering, and it has shimmer specks in it, which I despise when it comes to matte blushes. Like, it just looks so dry, and then you have those specks. It looks weird. I don't like it. Then we have the Full Heat Matte Bronzer. This is way too dark for me, so it was really hard to review this. It was really hard to try it. I feel like it's quite pigmented. It's just quite matte, it's just very warm, and this is a lighter shade. So all I can really tell you is if you are my skin tone or lighter, don't go for this one. Like, skip this one, it is too deep for you. Then we have the Sunflex Powder Highlighter. This one I liked. Like, this was nice and smooth, it looked really nice on the skin, it melted in quite well. I appreciate this one. Like, it's a good one in the collection. I actually like this one and it's a good shade for me. I liked it. Then we also have the Juicy Gasp Lip Oil. I also have the cherry one. It's somewhere in the bag. This is the mango one. It's a nice scent. Like, the first time that I smelled it, I was a bit like, wow, that's a lot. It's really sweet, like candy. It's like mango candy, cherry candy, but when you get used to it, or if you really like that, then it's a nice scent. I really like the formula of this one. It's not too thick and gloopy, but it's also not too thin. It's kind of like in between, and it's just a nice one to reapply during the day. It looks really nice on the lips. It has a slight tint to it, but nothing that's really gonna alter your lip color. It's just very slight, very subtle. So I like this one. It's a good one. Like, these lip oils are some of the nicest ones I have tried from like drugstore brands. Okay, a random one that I tried is this lip oil by Catrice. It's a color changing one. It smells very sweet. It's quite a nice formula, but it is this pH reacting thing. And I didn't really realize it. I keep buying these lip oils and being like really excited about it and then realizing that they are pH reacting. I wish they would kind of like change it up. Not everything has to be pH reacting. I feel like they are coming out with the same thing like basically every collection, and it kind of, it's a little bit boring, a little bit predictable. I'm kind of done with it. Just stop with the pH reacting. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to buy into this trend anymore. Enough is enough. It's the same color every time. It's not. So this is not a bad product, but I just feel like, can we stop? Can we just stop? Like, I know I bought it, but I didn't realize. Then we have some Kiko Milano that I tried. Some new Kiko Milano. First up, I tried one of the custom color pH blushes. This is not pH reacting, it's a matte blush. There is nothing really special about it. I didn't really love it. Sometimes I use a matte blush from Kiko Milano. Like, it happens a lot actually, that just glides over the skin and makes it look very soft and perfected and beautiful. And this one just felt a little off to me, maybe a little blotchy, a little bit more uneven than usual. So for me, this is not a favorite. It's not a blush that I personally would really go back to. It's just okay. Then the Kiko Milano Full Coverage Blurring Powder Foundation. I should not have bought this. I wanted to use this as a bronzer, but it's way too deep. So I can't really tell you anything about it. Just that it doesn't work as a bronzer, but who's gonna buy this for a bronzer? I don't know what I was thinking. Like, this color range, like the color ranges that they use for the powder foundations, they are not made to be used as a bronzer. Like, when you go in store and you look at their color ranges, it just doesn't look like there's a bronzer in there. I don't know if what that says about their color ranges. Maybe it's a bit strange actually. It's just like light, 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 very dark. That's basically it. My advice would be to do something about that. Like, there are more skin tones than that. Make it a little bit more evenly spread out. It's a bit sad. So I can't really tell you anything about how it works as a full coverage powder foundation. I just can tell you that the random thing I tried to do with it didn't work. Then we have the Glow Up Face and Body Highlighter. What I can say about this is that this is just a body highlighter. It's not a face highlighter. I have tried to use it as a face highlighter. It just dries down too quickly and it's just like stuck to your face. It's like really stuck there. It's kind of like a stripe on your face. Like, when you pump it out, it's just way too much to use on the face. Like, you should only use this, I think, as a body highlighter. Like, it does stay put. So for that reason, for that goal, it's a good one, but don't buy this for the face. And I was thinking, oh wait, I can use it for the face. No. I could not. The Matte Finish Prime and Fine Anti-Shine Setting Spray by Catrice. Huh. I thought I grabbed the Kiko Milano setting spray. Now I'm confused. I don't know. Did I miss that one? Was I still supposed to review that one? I don't know. Okay, this is a nice one. It has a nice spray. It is not like crazy mattifying. It's just not a shiny setting spray, which sometimes can come in handy. So I quite like this one. I do believe this has some perfume in it, which I don't like because I'm allergic to that. So I don't usually use setting spray every day because then I kind of get rashes and that's not good. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, that was kind of random. We have one more Kiko product. This is the Juicy Tint Lips and Cheeks Liquid Color. It works nicely on the lips. It's a bit of a hassle on the cheeks. It is a product that you have to apply to your cheeks first before you really do anything else. Don't try to apply this like on top of your bronzer. Just go in on bare skin or your foundation, or I don't know. I don't use foundation, so I don't know if that is like the advice you should take. But for me, like putting this on bare skin and kind of like swiping it across the cheek instead of tapping it, like swiping it kind of works. But I feel like on the cheeks it's just a little bit of a hassle. Don't really love it. It kind of works, but it's just a bit too much. I like it on the lips. Like for me, this is a really nice one for the lips. A few days ago I used it on the lips with a gloss on top. I was really happy about it. It's quite a nice product, but I don't really think I would use this on the cheeks again. Like, I tried it, it was fine. Moving on. A similar product, a very similar product with a similar description and effect is the lip blush by Huda Beauty. I do feel like this one is a little bit more of a dry lips emphasizer. Like if I have dry lips, then this is not gonna look good on the lips. On the cheeks, it's kind of similar to the Kiko one. It's like something you should really like swipe over the cheek and not tap, like swipe it around. Then it kind of works. I do have to say that these look very similar on the cheek. Like you couldn't see a difference. It's the same effect, it's the same application, it's the same amount of fuzz. I think all in all I like the Kiko one better because it's a little bit more forgiving for dry lips. Like this really emphasizes them. Like most of the time this still works, and it's a pretty similar color in the end. So yeah, both of these are maybe not my new favorites, but if I want kind of like that stained lip effect, then I would go probably for the Kiko one. Then the last thing for this video is gonna be this trio, these little cheeky tubes from Makeup Revolution or Revolution Pro. I used these quite a bit, like quite a few times to make up my mind, because I was a little bit confused, because every time I used this one my cheeks turned orange and I was expecting something kind of peachy pink, but this is very orange with a golden glow. So if you like a very warm blush, this is a nice one, but for me this one was a little bit too much and it kind of threw me off. I don't think this is really my shade. These two I do really like. I do feel like this is a little bit basic. I had something like this, I decluttered it because it was too basic, so should I bought it in the end? Like, was this really the set for me? I don't know. I like the bronzer. The bronzer is nice. It's nice and cool toned. It's quite easy to use, quite easy to blend. All in all, I think if you don't really have anything like this yet, if you don't really have these creamy tubes, like liquid blushes with a poof yet, and then it's a nice one to kind of like try it out. It was not an expensive set, but for me, the colors are just a little bit weird. This one is a little basic, this one is a little too warm, this one is fine. Like the bronzer is the best one I think in this set. What I kind of realized is that I already have a lot of these types of products. I also already have a lot of cream cheeks in different shapes, forms, sizes, application methods, and I don't feel like I really needed this in the end. Like it didn't add that much in the end. They are good products, but not totally it for me. Okay, that's gonna be everything for the updates. Everything I could tell you for now about these products. These are gonna go into my drawers, into my collection, and now I can really start focusing on the newer things that I got in more recently to review them as well and update you on them as soon as possible. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye!